taken away.
Every word that comes out of your mouth has 100 to 1,000 times more power than a thought. Because when you speak, the word vibrates into the universe. See, when you think, you're sending out a vibration only through your mind. But when you speak, you have to have the thought as well. So when you speak, not only are you having a thought come from your mind, but the vibration is coming out of your mouth into the physical universe. It's vibrating molecules. It has creative force. You speak things without thinking. So think about what you say. I'm so dumb. Boom. You just spoke that into existence. Think about what you say. You don't even listen to your words. Let me tell you what rich people do. They speak into existence what they want. When you speak things, it is dramatically different than if you just think it. Watch your words.
Our words shape the way we think and how we feel, and how we feel determines what we do, and what we do determines whether you get results or not. I'm talking about being aware that there are certain words that you use, everyone individually uses, that put your energy up and some that put it down. Certain words and phrases start to limit you, certain words and phrases free you. By transforming the words you use regularly, you literally change your biochemistry, your emotions, your thinking, and your actions. But if you're unaware, then these words can take over your life and limit you without even knowing it. So a belief is a set of words we say over and over again to ourselves with so much certainty that we begin to believe it, and then we look for ways to justify it, and then pretty soon we're stuck. But you can just eliminate the words and start to change.
Faith to me is knowing it already exists, is knowing that I'm part of something greater than what my conscious mind can see. And faith is trusting in the unseen. It's a reminder that there is so much more to reality than meets the eye. And I know scientifically that field of intelligence that unifies all things physical, it's the field where our manifestations emerge from, is invisible to us. Yet we're part of it. And there's a process, a sequential rendering that happens. So faith is understanding that it won't happen on our human clocks in this linear timescale that we think it should. It happens when it's ready, because that intelligence is so loving. It will give it to you when you can hold on to it. Money was such an issue for me, such a block. And if I think back, if I was given all the money I once dreamed of when I needed it most, I don't think I would have had the tools or the knowledge, the wisdom, the intellect to understand how to actually hold on to that money. So I had to become an abundant person first. I had to understand the process of money in order to keep it. So faith to me is understanding. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
How you think and how you feel broadcasts an electromagnetic signature that influences every single atom in your life. The thoughts that you think are the electrical charge in the quantum field. The feelings that you emote are the magnetic charge in the quantum field. The thought sends the signal out, and the feeling draws the event back. So if you're walking around your life feeling sorry for yourself and feeling like a victim, you are broadcasting that signature into the field. And you will create more experiences to suffer, because we are not punished for our sins. We are punished by our sins. And sin is an attitude, and sin is how you think and how you feel.
I think one of the problems that we all have is we attempt to know how long something should take, and we set a goal and end up frustrating ourselves. Take care of the inputs, let the outputs take care of themselves, because everything's beautiful in God's time. Just trust that the process will produce the outcome in the time that's necessary for you to go from seed time to harvest time, without setting an arbitrary time frame.
Whenever you ask for change, you've got to be prepared for disruption. If you plant an oak tree in the earth, it's going to disrupt the soil. If you plant a peach tree in the soil, it's going to disrupt the ground. There's no way you can have growth without disruption. But don't let the disruption become a distraction. Don't fail to prepare for what's next because you're trying to get what was. When the grape comes through the crushing, it knows it will never be a grape again, but it will be wine. And the challenge of our lives is to turn our crushing into wine.
Stop being driven by rewards. Stop being driven by outcomes. Stop being driven by, if I get this, I'm gonna do this. Just work. And if you don't get what you thought you were gonna get, show up and still go to work. Because along the process, what's more important, what you acquire or who you become? And a lot of people think what they acquire is the thing that makes them who they are. No, it's who you become in the process of chasing what you want to acquire.
Increase your vibration, which means you can only be aware of that which vibrates equal to or less than you. So if we elevate our frequency, elevate our vibration, we can become more aware of the truth, our potential, the truth of love, of light, of lessons. Those come faster and more accurately to us. We make better decisions. We're happier. We make more money. We help more people. We have more fun.
Do what you love. When you do what you love and what you're passionate about, that passion flows through and that raises your vibration. The second thing is, I want you to really look at the people who you've surrounded yourself with. We often match the vibration of the people around us. So if the people around you are weighing you down, it's time to find a new group of people. The third is, do the thing that you have been resisting. When you do hard things, you build pride. And pride in yourself is magnetic, and it increases your overall vibration.
When you're not feeling good, you are naturally just going to attract bad stuff to you. What is feeling? Feeling, conscious awareness, how you feel, is conscious awareness of the vibration you're in. And if you are not feeling good, you are in a bad vibration. Do you know that wham, just like that, you can change the vibration? This body you're living in is a molecular structure, and it's in a very high speed of vibration. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. People that are feeling good are in a good vibration. You can put yourself in a good vibration in a heartbeat.
Consistency is like the number one habit that most people just can't do long enough. Like they can't, it's crazy because they'll be right there where it's gonna be a breakthrough, and then they self-sabotage. And it's like, you know what, I've heard so many people say this, like 1,000 days. I think Andy says this, 1,000 days of just doing a thing every day to work on you.
If we define a habit as a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through repetition. A habit is when you've done something so many times that your body now knows how to do it better than your conscious mind. And it's programmed subconsciously. So then when the body knows how to do it better than the conscious mind, then for the most part, the greatest habit we have to break is the habit of being ourselves, right? If you keep thinking the same way, if you keep making the same choices, if you keep doing the same things, if you keep reproducing the same experiences and feeling the same emotions, your biology begins to become hardwired in a sense. It becomes programmed. You'd have to change the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel.
But if you want to see if you're a brave person, what they call the 4 o'clock in the morning courage, wait when things go completely to pieces, when things are the worst, when your very best deal falls apart and your rent is late and you're tired and you're sick and everybody is mad at you and your car doesn't work, then it's the person that picks themselves up and says, nothing is going to stop me. The best quality in the world that you can develop is to develop the quality of being unstoppable. Develop the quality of being unstoppable. Say in yourself that no matter what life throws at me, it'll never stop me. No matter how rough it gets, I will never quit, and nothing will ever stop me.
Not only have to be consistent, long enough. Can you be patient long enough and deliberate long enough and basically wear everybody else out?
Your habits are the way that you embody a particular identity. Every morning that you make your bed, you embody the identity of an organized person, someone who's clean. Every time you go to the gym, you embody the identity of someone who's fit. Every time you sit down to write a sentence or a page, you embody the identity of someone who's a writer. And so in that sense, habits are like, every action you take is kind of like a vote for the type of person that you believe that you are. And as you take these actions, you build up evidence of a particular identity. And pretty soon, your beliefs have something to like root themselves in. It's like, man, I showed up at the gym for 4 days a week for the last 3 months. I guess like I'm the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. All right, maybe this is really something. Not only does it deliver those external results, the clean room or the, bigger bank account, but also the internal results of shaping your sense of self-image and what you believe. That, I think, is the true reason why habits are so important.
We must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving.
Impossible. It's just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in a world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration. It's a dare. If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start.
We all realize that if you grew up in a different culture or a different religion or a different community or household, you could adopt completely different beliefs if that was what you were raised in. I was like, well, how does that happen, right? How does this internal story that we tell ourselves, our identity, become shaped and formed? I realized that it's mostly through the repetition of that story. What you come to realize is that your habits reinforce a particular identity. And sometimes this can be positive and sometimes it can be negative.
Unchosen suffering is going to happen in life. Your parents are going to pass away, loved ones are going to die, your relationships are going to break down, your body is going to fail you, you're going to become ill or sick or destitute. Things are going to happen that you have no control over. And the only way that you can prepare yourself for unchosen suffering is with chosen suffering.
Right.
If you're willing to suffer, and I mean suffer, your brain and your body, once connected together, can do anything. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind, because your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. That's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day. So then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it.
And by purposefully choosing difficult things, you will armor yourself against that situation. It's still going to suck. But think about how much more fragile you would be if you hadn't overcome all of this stuff.
But the mentality of a warrior is very different than normal mentality. You must be that person on that door, get ready to open it, thinking to yourself, if I die, so be it.
One of the things that I've noticed for sure is this idea of the consistency long enough. I cannot tell you how many people, man, I've watched get so close and they just fatigue. And I think the reason they fatigue is there's no external proof yet. So they don't get, people look for a lot of things. Number one, they look for the external, like, hey, there's no evidence. Like, my bank account isn't bigger. Our sales aren't up. My body hasn't changed yet the way I want it to. Or they're obsessed with getting support from the people around them. You know, still my spouse hasn't bought in. Still my parents haven't bought in. Still my friends think I'm crazy. And it just wears them down because they're like, no, if I just keep, look, they're probably not going to support you until you win. And if you just know that going in, it's not such a big deal that you don't get it. Like, most people only support. That's why most people aren't believers in faith. They have to see something.
Yeah, prove it.
They have to prove it. And so you're going to have to prove it in life.
I will do good no matter what. No matter what happens to me. I will do good no matter what happens to me. It's absolute rejection of the idea of being a victim. It's like, no matter how much suffering comes my way, no matter how much undeserved suffering comes my way, undeserved and unjust, let's say, in spite of my innocence, I will not lose faith and I will do good.
Control your vibration. Control the flow. There's an energy flowing to and through you. Keep yourself in a high vibration.
Everything is vibration. You put out a good vibration, the only thing that responds to a good vibration is a good vibration. Bad vibrations are on a different frequency. They don't mix each other. You put out a vibration, you're going to get back what that vibration is. It's called resonance. And so if you're an unhappy person and you're broadcasting that, the only person that will be affected by that unhappiness is somebody else is unhappy because they're resonating from the same thing.
You have to change. You have to change for your future to change. So that means something about you has to change, your energy, your thought process. And it's not going to show up until you change and you believe it. Most people don't think their energy or their thoughts or their subconscious is powerful, but it's super powerful. So if you think, I'm a smoker, but I'm going to try to stop smoking, that's what you're going to get. If you think you don't deserve these things, that's what you're going to get. Imagine this world if everybody just could channel their energy. It would be such a great and much better place if everybody could do this.
Do whatever you can to stay in a beautiful vibration. The people you surround yourself with have a lot to do with the vibration you're in. You want to be consciously aware of the energy in the environment you're in. It's very important. And you want to stay in a very good vibration. When you're in a good vibration, good ideas flow into your mind. You'll see a better way of doing whatever you're doing. You'll improve whatever you're doing. And that's really what you want. You want to get magnificent results. Make good things happen.
How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Our subconscious mind is so powerful. Our brains produce neuromelanin, and that neuromelanin creates electromagnetic vibrations that generate gravitational pull, and it brings things to us. And we have to start going back to meditation and then just practicing, because the mind is a muscle. And when you view the mind as a muscle, you can strengthen and develop that muscle.
Abundance is our birthright. And you and I have the ability to create an abundance. It all starts in our mind. We become what we think about. Don't think lack and limitation. Think abundance in whatever you want. See yourself with plenty, with abundance. Hold the image and then just think, how can I get this? By continually seeing yourself with it, the way to get it will start to come to your mind. You will attract whatever you need because you're getting on an abundant frequency, and it'll all start coming into your life. As you move towards it, it'll come towards you. Abundance. It's your birthright.
Your frequency is what you frequently see. So if you're constantly seeing negativity, if you're constantly hanging around the wrong people, if you're constantly complaining and you're constantly focused on problems, that's your frequency, that's your vibration, that's where you're going to hang, that's what you're going to attract. So if you change what you frequently see, get out of your environment and change what you frequently see, you will change your frequency, your vibration. And if you change your vibration, you will attract different things. So a lot of people are walking around not even realizing that they're a vibration, they're a whole vibe.
The fastest way to change your life and shift your vibration, your energetic vibration, to people around you and to the world. Gratitude, being grateful. When you are in a state of gratitude, that's when you can make a change around you. That's when you can shift bad things into good things. That's when you can make a difference. That's when you can make an impact. Being in anger, upset, sadness, and depression, that vibration is a state of suffering. That suffering state makes you suffer from not getting more of the beauty in life. You stay in a suffering state. You attract people that create more suffering. You attract lack. I encourage you to start gratitude as a daily practice now.
When we think, we take a power that's flowing into our consciousness and we send it off into the universe through thought. So whatever thought you send out, that's what's coming back. If you send good energy out, you'll take on an equal amount of like energy simultaneously with sending it out. And if we're thinking good thoughts, then automatically the energy coming in becomes good thoughts. Your thoughts then set up your feelings. You put your entire being, mind, body, into a vibration. Well, if that's the vibration you're in, that's the vibration you're sending out, that's what the universe is going to send back. If I don't like what's coming to me, I've got to understand I've ordered it. It's being delivered right on schedule, because that's the way the law works. Start sending good thoughts, good feelings, good actions towards everyone and everything I do. Let's have a great attitude.